Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I decided to come on today and recreate a card that I made the other day for a coworker of mine who lost a family member. So I made a really pretty sympathy card, and so I wanted to share that card with you guys because I know for me, sympathy cards and also masculine cards seem to be the hardest theme card for me to make. And I guess for sympathy cards, I get hung up on not making them too flashy or not making them too somber looking. I don't know. But anyway, I thought this one was really pretty, and so I wanted to share it with you guys. So maybe an idea. So I was going through some of my stamps in my collection, and I came across this Inkadikadoo cling stamp set, and this is a stamp set that I may have used 2 or 3 times in the probably 10 years that I've had it. I don't know, I've had it for a long time, but it's this really pretty stamp set with the butterflies and insects, and then it has this really large background stamp that comes with it too. So I use this background stamp for this card, so this is what I'm going to be using. And if any of y'all are like me, I tend to hold on to things instead of recycle or get rid of. And I'm telling you guys, I haven't used this stamp set in forever, but I think it's so pretty. I loved it when I first got it, but I guess as you get more things, other things get put to the side. But anyways, I guess it helps to go through your collection every now and then to see what you have. At least it did for me. So this is the stamp that I'm going to be using. And I'm going to be using ink by Simon Says Stamp, and this is the soft navy ink. I am also going to be using this stamp, and this is by, I believe, Rubber Stampede. Yeah, Rubber Stampede, and it's with Deepest Sympathy. I have a whole lot of stamps like this, and I have like 1, 2, 3 drawers full of these woodblock stamps like this, or wood mounted stamps, and I rarely grab for them, but I think I'm going to start utilizing these more often because I don't know, I find it hard for me to get rid of them. But anyways, so I'm going to be using this one. And so let's see what else. I'm going to use a piece of really heavyweight cardstock, and this is just going to make my card base. This is a 110-pound cardstock from Michael's. Very sturdy. And just a piece of blue cardstock, and this is regular weight. I think it's 65 pounds. Can't remember where I got it from, but I'm going to be using this as well. And I'm also going to be using paper from this paper stash by Tim Holtz. It's called Wallflower, and I'm going to be using paper from here. And as y'all can see, this is pretty new. This is pretty much never used. I think I used one sheet, and that was the one when I first created this card the other day. So I really need to start using some things. So I'm just going to go through here, and I know to make this card I wanted to find paper that had like a newsprint background, and so I did find this sheet right here. So I'm gonna cut this down, and this is basically gonna be my panel for my card, and I'm gonna make a 5x7 card. So I'm gonna make a 5x7 card, and I always mat the card to where I have a little bit of border to show the card base. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut it 5x7. So then I'll cut it. Let's see, just enough to leave a border around there. Okay. Alright, so put that to the side. So this is going to be my layering piece. And I'm going to take this piece right here. It really doesn't matter which direction this goes. And I'm going to do the same with this piece. I'm going to leave a little bit of border so you can see the blue cardstock behind it. Okay, put that to the side. Put that there. I'll make my card base last. Okay, so I made this to where these two, the blue is a matte for the designer paper. So I'm gonna put this to the side for right now, and I am going to use this oldie but goodie to mount my stamp up on. So do I want to do it? I guess I can do it like this. Alrighty, and I'm also going to use this right here, and this will just make it even for when I'm stamping. I'm going to do that. I am going to take my stamp pad and just really press to get this really good and inked up. Sometimes with these stamps you have to press really hard, especially with this here platform on top of this foam platform. You have to push really hard to get the intensity of the color that you want for your project. So I am going to stamp this in a way that I want to have this large butterfly going. Which way do I want it? I want it to go across my card front. So I'm actually going to stand up and push down on this to make it as even as possible, and just put a lot of weight on there. I want my color as intense as I can get it. Okay, yeah, so that's perfect. Alright, so this is what I have right there. So I also want to jazz this piece up. Now, like I said, I was telling y'all, I'm always kind of scared to add sparkle or bright colors. I don't know why. When it comes to making a sympathy card, I always think of colors that would be peaceful and serenity, you know, but I really don't think it matters. But I don't know, my mind is always hung up on that, so I tend to go for browns and blues and turquoise, like colors that I think portray serenity. I don't know. That might sound crazy, but that's why I always get hung up and go back and forth when I'm making like sympathy cards or masculine cards. But anyways, so I like to share whenever I get a good idea in my head, and so I'm gonna do a little bit of heat embossing. Let me grab something really quick. Alright, so I'm going to be using one of my Ranger Perfect Medium pens, and I want to use the brush pen. These are bullets. Here's a brush tip. So I have, let's see, I have these, which you can see I have like really wore out, but these are bullet tips. Yeah, so see, these are bullet tips. So I like this one as well. This is a brush tip. And I am going to brush around the wings of the butterfly, and then also add gold accent to the middle of the butterfly, and I'm going to heat set that. So I am just taking this and I'm just basically coloring this perfect medium pen in the areas where I want the embossing to stick. First, I'm going to get around the wings because I feel like my pen may be running out of some of the ink a lot. I think it's getting dried out on me. So I'm going to try to get it really good. Okay, so I went around the perimeter of the wings, and I also want to add some to the body of this pretty butterfly, just like that. I'm going to take a sheet of scratch paper, sweet one, and I am going to sprinkle my gold, and this one is just Ranger Gold embossing powder. So I'm just going to pour it on there pretty liberal. And I'm doing it over this sheet of paper so it'll make it easier for me to collect all my embossing powder and put it back in my little jar. Alright, and I'm just dusting off areas where I don't want the gold. So basically this is what we have. Maybe I will try to put a little bit more in this area on the butterfly's body. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more gold there. And go ahead and dust that off. Okay, I think that's perfect. So that's what we have. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side and pour this back in my little jar here. Just use a regular piece of copy paper for that. I didn't have any coffee filters close by. So I am using my Wagner heat embossing tool, and I really love this one. It gets really hot. I ordered this off of Amazon a while back, and I showed you guys this heat embossing gun in a previous haul, and I have to say out of the three that I have owned, this one is the best one that I have owned. So I'm just gonna heat that up, and my paper is gonna warp a little bit. I forgot to put my mat down to protect my work surface, but you might want to do that. Hit the back of it. All right. So that is super pretty. Just that gold accent right there. Really, really pretty on top of that navy blue. All right. So I have my butterfly all done. And I am going to take my mat here. Yep, that looks really good. So I am going to use just some art glitter glue. And I'm going to glue this down. like it with an even border around. Just try to get it smushed down just as flat as possible. Sometimes your paper will warp a little bit when you use the heat. When I'm not like kind of like in a hurry, if I wasn't filming this video for you guys, I would have stuck that right after I heat embossed it. I would have stuck it in between the pages of a book, because I found that helps get my paper to flatten back out just for a little bit. Alright, so this is what we have so far. Pretty, right? Okay, so next I'm going to go ahead and make the base, the card base. So I'm going to cut this down to 10 by 7. Alrighty. Some nice heavyweight cardstock. Then I'm going to take my scoreboard and my scoring tool here. My favorite Martha Stewart scoring tool because it has a good point on it. And I'm going to score this at 5 inches. Go ahead, fold that over, and give it a good crease. Alright, so I have a nice heavy duty card base. Alright, so I have my card base there, I have my panel. Next I am going to take my with deepest sympathy sentiment, and I'm also going to heat emboss that. I'm going to step away really quick because I need to get my perfect medium stamp pad. Alrighty, got my perfect medium stamp pad, which I also have for a long time. As you can see, it's old, but it still works. Alright, so next, I am on the fence as to whether I want to stamp this. Let's see. Yeah, I think I do. So next I am going to stamp my sentiment on this scrap piece of that cardstock, the white cardstock. So I'm just going to get that good and wet, and it's really sticky and wet. So I just want to make sure all parts of that gets the sticky on it. Alright, so maybe not all. Look at there. It's so old. There's a piece of it. Okay, that's fine too. Just have to be careful. So I'm going to go back over that a little more easy. Okay. So I'm going to line this up over this card stock and press it straight down and bring it up. Alright, so now I'm going to pull my paper back out, and I'm going to heat emboss this sentiment. Alright, that looks good. Put the extra back in here. Alright. And we're also going to heat this up. Alright, so that is what we have. And I'm hoping you guys can see this. It's pretty gold. Alright, so we have that with Deepest Sympathy. Next, I am just going to cut this down. Alright, cut a little bitty piece off of here. Perfect. Next, I am going to mat it on here. So let's see. This is 3 1/8. I think this is 1. Okay, 3 1/8 by 1. So I definitely want to have a border around here, and that's what I am going to do. Like that, just large enough to leave a little blue border around there. Okay. So next I want to adhere this on the blue, but I want it to pop it up with some dimension. So I'm going to turn that over and add some scissors, please. There we go. Some dimension to this piece. Pull that off. Alright. And I am going to try to center that best as possible. That looks good. Throw that in the trash. And put this back up. Alright, so now we can put our card together. So I am just going to adhere this directly to my card front. Just a really pretty, easy card to recreate. Alright. I'm pretty sure I went way overboard with the glue, but I tend to do that. So, okay. I'm just going to give it a press. But this glue right here, this glue really holds. This art glitter glue, I love it. I ordered the big one, so I've been refilling my 2 small ones. And alright, so that is what we have so far. Just really pretty. See that gold. So now the biggest thing is figuring out where you want the sentiment. When I first made this card, I put the sentiment directly in the middle of the card, which looked pretty, but I really don't want to cover a lot of this butterfly. So I may put it above a little bit. I think I will. Like at the top this time. because either way, I think it's going to make a really pretty card. I just think if I put it in the middle, it's going to take away from my butterfly too much. So I might go above, a little bit above. I think I will. So I'm going to adhere this piece to the card. I could offset it, but I think I want it in the center, but I want to be able to see my butterfly. And then I forgot, but I did use some other embellishments for this card. And I was on the fence big time for so much embellishing. But let's see. So I used these little gemstones that I got from Hobby Lobby a while back. And these are by the Paper Studio. I'm sorry, it's looking a little blurry, but these are by the Paper Studio. So as y'all can see, I love gold. I've used all the gold ones, but I will be using these pretty sparkly silver ones as well. So just enough. I'm going to embellish with 3 of these little gems. Just enough to accent the card. And that is the card. I think this card is so pretty, and I think it's so pretty, and I still think Serenity butterflies are so beautiful, and the color blue and gold. It looks elegant, and yeah, this is a really easy to recreate card, and definitely if you have like large background stamps like that, that would be perfect to recreate this card. But yeah, definitely go through your stash and just look through some old stuff that you haven't used in a long time, and I'm sure you'll get some inspiration. But yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you recreate this card, tag me on Instagram. I will leave that below in the description box below. Super easy card. And leave me a comment. Are you like me? Do you have a whole lot of old things, old crafty items that you really love but you haven't used because you're constantly getting more stuff? Anyways, I hope you guys liked it again. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click the link below to subscribe. And don't forget to comment, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.